worry about it.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're up first.
No, I just wanted to.
Poor Abby.
Okay, it's 7:01. I'll call the meeting to order. Is there anyone on the speaker list? Okay, seeing none, we'll move ahead to the agenda. The first thing on the report is the student representative report from Alice Fussdorfer.
So since the last time that we met, the varsity football team, they've moved on to sectionals after beating Watervliet in an away game last Friday. The last time that our varsity team made it to sectionals was in 2017, and this is where our team is headed next. They'll be playing their sectionals game on Friday in Mechanicville. And as well, the cross-country team competed in the WAC tournament at Fort Plain High School. Overall, the boys and girls varsity team both came second overall. And an honorable mention to Olivia Schaefer, one of the runners on the girls varsity team, who came in first place in her race, and she'll be moving on to sectionals next Saturday in Queensbury. The History Club hosted the Haunted House October 21st. This is a bit of a tradition. They do it every year. Each year, the students get decked out in scary costumes, and they decorate the basement to create a haunted house to raise money for their club. Whether students go in for a scare or a volunteering event, there's a lot of fun to be had and good to be done. Students were encouraged to bring canned food items to contribute to the Fill the Bus food drive, which our school has been working on since about the beginning of the school year. And in exchange for bringing a canned good, your admissions was reduced. The two students that I talked to about this event said that it was a really great success and something that they look forward to every year. There were about 25 students who participated in volunteering at this event in and outside of the event. Some donated goods, and then others were actually helping out that night, whether they were down in the basement scaring people or working bake sale.
Question?
Yeah, of course.
Did anyone either faint or have a heart attack?
No, I don't think there were any incidents like that. No. I've heard that it's pretty scary though.
I did.
Yeah.
They didn't make it, didn't die.
And a special thanks to Officer Frusi. He acted as security for the night. Mr. Schaff and Mr. Hornder, the advisors of History Club, said that overall, over $1,800 were made, and that's between admissions and bake sales, and they're hoping to plan a trip for the end of the year, which is where those profits would be going.
Hey, congratulations.
And the high school also participated in Red Ribbon Week. This is the largest drug abuse prevention campaign in the United States, and this was organized by our SAD Club, the Students Against Destructive Decisions. Similar to Spirit Weeks that we posted, the students were prompted to dress up in different themes each day. A couple were wearing red, having a pajama day, wearing mismatched clothes, wearing your favorite jersey, and then the last day everyone was encouraged to dress up like their favorite superhero. Around lunchtime, each day a short paragraph was read over the loudspeaker about how to avoid peer pressure and prevent drug abuse. And a lot of students said that they really enjoyed participating in the dress prompts and also learning about how to stay safe. And last Friday as well, the senior class held the Halloween dance. There were over 70 attendants, and a lot of people came dressed up in their Halloween costumes. There was music provided, and then the gym was also open, so people could play basketball or soccer or throw a football. And then there was also a cornhole competition, which I believe Mr. Bettino, you participated in.
I judged it,
Oh,
and I was the referee.
yeah.
You judge a cornhole.
I was the ref. I made
Good
sure
throw.
everyone played straight. I kept score. It was good stuff.
But our senior class did a really great job of setting up the school to look a little spooky. And they made over $400 in admissions fees, concessions, and raffle tickets.
So there was no accusing of fake counts or anything like that?
No, there was a lot of complaining about the equipment, but that's just people being sore losers.
Okay.
Even know how to play.
And then finally, I believe at the beginning of the year, I told you guys about wanting to send out a survey each month for students to get a more broad range of feedback. And this is something that Mr. Bettino and I started this Tuesday. A student's completion of this is optional, but last I checked, when I used this to write the board report, there were 23 responses, so not too terrible. And this, again, is going to help me provide more feedback to you guys about what students really want and how they're feeling, and what they think about what's happened in the last months, and this is going to make contact with me more accessible to them. A question that remains constant, there's two questions that remain constant in this survey. One being what students enjoyed about school in the past month, and what activities they participated in, and what their thoughts were on it. Along with that, Mr. Bettino and I are going to change a question each month. And this month we asked about what future activities students would like to see, because one of Mr. Bettino's initiatives for this year is to provide more activities hosted by the school for people to do out of school, whether it's like a short hike or coming to the school to play ultimate frisbee or doing movie night, things like that. We want to know what kids actually want to do. And then other possible prompts might be about clubs, classes, scheduling, things like that. And then the final thing that we ask in this survey is a question about other concerns. So if there's something that's pressing that they can't address in the two questions before, then they have a chance to do that in that section. And in the section this month, we received a club suggestion and also a comment from a student that I'll read to you. And it says, "This school is the best one I've ever been to. Everyone is awesome. They are the nicest people I know, and I would definitely come back to school because of these teachers."
All in favor of that comment?
I filled that survey.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments?
Thank
By
you,
the way,
John. Yes, very thorough.
She's very modest, she forgot to mention one other thing. She is the first musician ever from our school district to represent our school district at the All-State Jazz Ensemble at Saratoga on November 18th and 19th.
Congratulations. Okay, next point on the agenda is the Transportation Committee.
Go ahead. We just went through, we have our lease coming up, like we do every year, 3 more buses next year. The price is exactly the same, which is amazing. Interest rate will probably be different since we lease, I'm sure, Leah, probably a little bit higher, most likely. I don't want to talk about interest rates too much, but that will probably increase only because of what's happened with the
Can I
economy.
work that out?
But 3 buses for next year, and we have a van that's built in every year to our budget now, so we're covered there. So we'll probably present next month, to get that approved like we usually do, but it should be very similar to what we did last year, cost-wise and everything else. So next thing we talked about was electric vehicles. As we know, New York State says in 2027 you have to start purchasing electric vehicles, and by 2035 you have to have your entire fleet. That means vans, any trucks, and any buses by 2035. I spoke to Bethlehem, who purchased 5 buses this year, and talked to the assistant superintendent and the transportation director, and just there's a lot of concerns. Concerns from cost. A bus that's now $130,000 is $330,000. A charging station is $20,000. The charge gets about 100 to 110 miles. In the winter, that might go down to 80 or 90. When you think about the whole picture with that, some of our runs are up there. Not to mention, if that bus now has to do a run and then has to go on an athletic trip, for example, to say Burn Knox for 50 miles either way. That's going to be something to really consider and think about. In the winter, again, it'll be a little bit worse. Charging stations are about $20,000 a piece. They're about the size of a air conditioning unit into a wall. If you go up to the next stage, they're about the size of a refrigerator, but they're double the cost. They charge about every 3 hours, but the phase 2 charges every 4 to 8 hours. So what would happen is you would charge, you go on your morning run, you would charge during the day, you go on your afternoon run, and hopefully kind of keep it up, as charged as much as you can. There's a lot of cost problems involved with this because also your reimbursed is over 5 years now. The reimbursement is 12 years now. So as you get that reimbursement every year for 12 years, it cuts down how much you're getting back in your reimbursement every year. Bethlehem thinks that'll go down to 8 years, but nothing yet. The buses last 12 years, but the batteries are only warranted through 8. So Bethlehem, for example, is going to roll theirs over every 8 years as opposed to every 12 for that reason alone. So there's a lot of little things to think about. Cost is obviously a major one. We're going to keep our eyes on Bethlehem a little bit, go down and visit, go down and see some things. And also NYSERDA came out with a grant program that you can get either a cost study done. It's, most grants are very targeted. Either cost studies or you can hire an energy manager. And I think an energy manager, they would fund it all. The energy manager would probably be better for us because they can look at grants, they can look at the infrastructure issues that we might have, look at our maintenance schedules. But the energy manager would encompass the whole district. So I wrote that grant. Those are really fun. That's a nice 7-page document. And submitted it last Friday. And I talked to the lady in NYSERDA, and this one's different. They fund it as you put them in, as opposed to waiting to a submission date and funding all the grants. So it's almost like kind of first come, first served. So we'll see where that goes. And that person, again, would be able to kind of do all the back work on what that would cost. And, we can also do things like they can search out for grants and write grants. They can also do some stuff on solar and geothermal for us. So it's pretty kind of comprehensive. So we'll see what that looks like. But that'll help us get ahead a little bit with this electric vehicle issue that is going to come up. So Wayne had 3 pages of concerns, rightfully so, and I'm glad he's thinking about it, but a lot to really take in over the next couple of years. So, and realistically, our trucks last about 15 years, so our next truck is going to have to be electric because that'll take us through 2035, and they'd all have to be electric vehicles by then. So this is going to come on quicker than later, I guess. So that's our transportation committee today.
Any questions, comments? I have a couple. One is, I would anticipate, just like with passenger cars, that the mileage capabilities will be increasing over the years. So hopefully by the time we are getting these buses, that will not be any longer an issue. And also the cost of electric vehicles is coming down, even though it's hard to get them at this point. You have to wait for 2 years. But, so I would expect that hopefully would improve as well. So I would be a little more optimistic on those, as well as the charging stations, are becoming much more affordable than they initially were. Again, for passenger cars. So, but daunting. I agree.
I just wonder if over time, if that changes at all. By the time you get to 2035. Have they all of a sudden decided, well, our infrastructure is not good enough, we're not going to be able to support this electricity, that they might agree to something that's split, like a hybrid. And so if we put all of our money into electric cars right now, and we could have bought hybrid cars, buses later, I mean, it would wait and see a little bit.
Yeah.
Come years.
But nice to kind of maybe do as much homework as we can, at least so we're ready if they do say. Now, Dr. Ziskin, who's our HFM BOE superintendent, he's on the state committee, along with the Bethlehem representative, and he does not see them budging. They haven't budgeted at all. And he kind of prefaces that every meeting we have, where he's hoping to see a little opening, and they're like, yeah. Now, a lot of things can change next week, don't get me wrong, but we'll see what ends up happening. So, you're right, I don't think we're not ready to jump.
Right.
But we didn't get the grant from the federal grant that went out. They did a lottery. They didn't pick by need. They just did a lottery of 393 districts in the country and gave them buses. So would have been nice to at least get one and see what it would, how it would run. So we'll piggyback off of Bethlehem and use their experience. They're more than happy to invite us down We're gonna go down in December or February break and take a look at what it all entails. So, and we'll have a good representation of what the learning looks like for them. But you're right, Mark, I think things will get better. But here's the other thing, piggyback with what Patty just said, you invest all that stuff and you find out that the technology's better, different, and
Right.
later on, we just invested, you know, they have 100 buses in Bethlehem. That means they'd be spending $2 million in charges right now. Wow. That's kind of crazy.
That's for the cheap ones.
See what happens.
One other thing I'd like to request, at least for myself and possibly for other board members, is when the trip to Bethlehem is arranged, if you could let us know so that anyone who's interested or available could go as well. Okay, anything else on that? Okay, we're going again to the superintendent.
Again, good. Update on projects. We have our infrastructure going in next summer. We'll start next summer for our wireless, new wireless ports and wireless structure entirely. We'll start next summer as they get all the parts in. Our PA system down our middle school and elementary school will be starting in January. We'll be finishing in March. Our auditorium lighting and our sound system will be done prior to March. So that will be set for the plays and all of our spring concerts and our awards. So that will kind of be done. The middle school gathering space will be done over the break of December, targeting right now. And we're getting the first round of furniture for the elementary and middle school for the December break. And then we're going to do the high school in February break. Only because I don't want to put all that on the maintenance. To do all that in a couple days, to get all those desks out of every classroom in 2 buildings. That's going to be tough for them to do, so we're going to space it out between those 2. So project-wise, everything's moving forward there pretty well. Our Learning 2025 is going well. Committees are continuing to meet. We have 500 surveys filled out already for our Portrait of a Graduate, and we'll be meeting soon to discuss how we're going to put the committees together. And we have posters going up, and the newsletter should be going out today or Monday, or tomorrow or Monday, excuse me, that will have the Portrait of a Graduate on it as well. The other committees have been meeting, and they're going to start setting up visits to Coxsackie and other districts, Baldwin, and also Naperville, to kind of follow up with some of the stuff that we're doing. We did look into, and Patty will be able to help me with this or understand this. Went to the summit last year, which was great. The issue this year is going back to that summit isn't going to help us as much as us getting some work done, because we know what we want to do already.
I agree. Yeah.
So we looked at doing our own summit to get out of this area and just give us focused time. As you know, when you're here, 1 foot's in and 1 foot's out, right? So to create our own summit, we looked at just a place a couple hours away to just get away. And so Sturbridge, Massachusetts has a location where we can actually have their conference center. And we can do the same thing on the same time and spend it just on our committees. So we can get a pool of people together, not only the 24 that went, or the people that are in the committees right now. We can add up to 32 people to go. So we can put out to the faculty and staff, anybody else who wants to be a part of this, so we can get more representation on building, momentum for the things that we're looking at with the Portrait of a Graduate, plus the academies, the social emotional learning, and the badging systems. Yeah. So, and by the way, if we do that, it's a third of the cost what it cost us last year. And that's all title grant funds. So just to kind of give you a heads up. So I think we're looking to do more of that. And I think it'll be so nice to get targeted time just for us. As we all know in education, you don't get that 15 or 20 hours together. You get an hour here, 45 minutes here, 45 minutes there. And you never get some momentum going. This will allow us to kind of just focus on those committees and work strictly on those areas. So, and that way, we had 24 people go last year. We had another 12 or 14 this year. We have 40 or 50 people right in line who have vested interest in the things that we're doing to move the district forward. So it's kind of a home run, I think, both ways. Let's see. We have to start a little bit of discussion as budget season starts to come through. Remember we talked about the residency piece, about putting teachers on some residencies? As we get through the budget season, as you start to see that come up, you'll understand where I'm coming from. And as we go to the finance meetings and present to the board, I think it's so vital to get our faculty out to the working world and mirror students and really bring that sense of what we're really seeing out there for the educational piece. So something we'll talk about, but just something to put in your head a little bit. A couple other things. October 21st, we have PD Day over at the park in Fort Plain. We had 100 and something faculty and staff over there. great success. Everybody had a ball. They were enjoying it. But here's what it was about: getting to know each other, having some fun, getting out of the fray of everything, and working together on teamwork skills. And Sean did a phenomenal job from the Convention Council of putting us through different types of events and competitions. And you can tell when people were excited at the end when he said, "I'm going to announce the winner on Monday." They're like, "What do you mean Monday? Why don't we know now?" And they were kind of excited. Mark was there, and he can probably echo the same thing, that people had a good time and had a good feel over how it went. And we kind of got nothing but positive response to it. So I think it worked for what we wanted to do, and got a lot out of it. And a lot of people got to meet each other who never knew each other from elementary school to a transportation person. You know, Mark Darrow with a new teacher, and then somebody in the cafeteria would have never happened. You know, type of thing. So that worked out well.
I'd just like to add that the amount of enthusiasm and energy was amazing, and they recruited me onto a team which didn't help them at all. I was completely humble. They solved all these puzzles and everything, and I'm just going, what? So no, but it was really a fun day, and the weather was perfect, and I think it was a great bonding experience. So I definitely endorse that concept.
Some other things, grants. You got the email. I think I sent you. We got Chromebooks, another 320. So we're able to get 700 Chromebooks through this grant. We got that word this week, which kind of takes most of our whole student body on the next round of Chromebooks. And we're going to send 20 of those down to the community center. That was written in the grant because our students as well to use, because those computers are kind of archaic and old, and they'll get used to seeing the same Chromebooks that they have up in their schools. Energy manager I talked to you about, we should know by next week where that's going.
Just a quick question. What is the emergency connectivity fund? What is that connected to?
Federal government came out with $8.1 million, $8.1 billion last year to help schools get everyone connected through one-to-one initiatives, and also internet connection, things of that nature. So they went through that first round, and we submitted, and we got it, and they ended up having $2.4 billion left in the first round, so they submitted another round, and that's what we went after too. So it's directly tied to the federal initiative. And the energy manager, again, I should know next week. And the pre-K grant, we should know, we put in for $90,000 for a pre-K grant. We should know that by the beginning of December. Other things. Special education costs, just to let you know, budget-wise, have increased $287,000 over to what we budgeted. And I'll just tell you how this breaks down. 2 students who came back from homeschooling was $247,000. So that's how fast, as we start talking about 4% in our fund balance, how fast something like that can happen. The good and bad of that is $190,000 of that will be reimbursed aid-wise. So if that cost is still there next year, it kind of catches itself a little bit. But this year, and it's like anything else though, you wait the whole year because you don't know what falls in and what falls out. But that's where we're at. I just rather kind of just give you a heads up on that as we get through the first round of the first quarter already through. And the last thing is we're going to have a district safety committee. We usually have 2 or 3 a year on December 15th. So if anybody on the board would want to go to that, let me know. And Alice, I need you to help me to grab 4 students to be a part of that committee on December 15th. Okay? Awesome. And that's that for me. Sign me up. You're in?
Anyone else?
Everybody else can go too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
You don't have the time yet?
Be 3:15. Yes.
320,
3:20, sorry. 3:22.
321 and a half.
Yep, I'm available.
So Patty's one.
Okay.
Okay, any questions, comments? Okay, thank you. And we will move ahead to approvals. First thing I would ask for is on the minutes, obviously we cannot put that on the consent agenda, but for C through whatever.
Why don't you do the minutes first?
I do the minutes first and then go? Okay. Any questions or comments on the minutes for those who were there? Or for those who weren't? Okay, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second, all in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Thank you. I just lost it, jeez.
Now I'll make a motion for a consent agenda.
I'll second it.
You gotta go again.
And then, I went down.
There it is.
Maybe it's coming, it's coming.
I mean, that's a change. From my ad.
Okay,
So Jen,
so it's C through K. Okay, I would,
I did.
motion
and I have a
second.
second, yeah.
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, treasurer's report. Any questions there? I'll keep your mouth shut. Thank you. Bills, anything there? I have a few questions on bills. 62,369, Going Mobile, what is that group?
Yeah, that was, two-way radios for the buses that we got a grant for.
Got brand new radios, not for the district, not the buses, yeah, for, the walkie-talkies that each building uses.
Okay.
So,
That was
Officer
to fix,
Peruzzi got the grant.
that communication
Yep.
system.
Well, what happened was some of the areas were dead with the old ones, so Officer Peruzzi wrote a grant.
Okay, then 62,408, BSN Sports, 39,000.
Those are the, re-imaging and the
For
flags
re-imaging
and the
and all the stuff
banners
that we put in.
that are all around the district.
Okay. And then 62,461, Surveillance, 9,000.
That is bus cameras,
24/7 ink.
maintenance on those.
Buses. Yep.
24/7 ink is bus camera.
Bus cameras. As you get new buses, you gotta put them in camera.
Okay. No, I just had a 4136, Pathways to Restorative Communities, up at 3,000. Now, is that the same as Restorative Justice Education?
So the one we
Because it's
changed
just-
to.
that's who we were contracting with.
Right, we had two companies, remember the first one we pulled out of, after the first one, that was the 3,000, and then we came in with a new one, and that's the.
Okay, so that's the old one that
That's
was
the
just paying
original
them
one,
for
yeah.
what they've done. Okay.
Right, and then we cut
I
the,
was just confused about the different names.
we cut the contract with them,
Yep.
and we just replaced it with a new contract, which is very similar to the cost.
And then my last question is just a general question, in the medical reimbursement, it's $510 per retiree, and what period does that
Quarterly.
cover? Quarterly? Okay, thank you. So that used to be just 2 months, so I was just kind of shocked to see how much more it was, but if it's 4 months, I'm not as shocked. So. Any other questions? I'm sorry to nickel and dime it here. All right, then we'll move on to budget transfers. Anything there? Management response letter, that's to the response to the auditor's report. Nothing really new there, and, basically we got a very positive report, but, there's a few small things that they suggested we improve. Nothing? Good. Okay, comprehensive district diploma. Questions on that?
I just had a question about the service hours. That's 300 hours. Is that over 4 years?
Yes. And
And-
just to give you a heads up, there was a parent who contacted me, was concerned about the hours, and just saying that it felt like it was too much, and just something I wanted to bring up. This is something we mirrored from Fonda in terms of the hours, and essentially it's 6 hours a month. It's 6 hours and 6 hours and a quarter a month, if you broke it down.
I mean,
So-
I did National Honor Society for years and years and years, and I had top kids in that senior year, and they had a hard time getting 30 hours. That's all I asked.
Yeah.
And we did projects. It was very difficult for them. So just putting
Yeah,
it
they have
out
to go out
there.
and seek it out. So, listen, we can adjust to anything we feel is comfortable.
I mean,
it
if you
was just-
started low and then moved higher, if it was, I
Yeah,
don't know. If you've researched it, that's fine by me, but I just think it's awful high.
Research-wise, meaning only to Fonda, who, we mirrored it off of for the most part. Now, if you look realistically at what a course is a year, a course is about 75 hours a year, and it's, it's a 3-credit course. You're getting 3 credits, excuse me. So I'm not saying that equals 300, but I can maybe see where they got, because I called Fonda and said, why'd you come up to 300?
Right.
They said it was just always something that we had built in. So they didn't really have a reason behind the 300. But it is essentially 6 hours, 6.25 hours a month. So it's essentially, if you wanted to do it,
So if you want to do
Saturday.
it, it's not gonna be something that's required. All right, I don't have any problem
Yeah, it's
with
not
that then.
required. And I
Okay.
think you have the National Honor Society is required, right?
Yes.
You're right. This is something they have to do. Again, this is something if you want to discuss and change.
I forgot that it was just voluntary.
Right, not mandatory for them. The only thing that was mandatory is the how many hours?
12 hours plus 1
hour,
meeting.
Plus 1 meeting. So,
That's nothing.
again, I wanted to bring that up because the parents said they couldn't make it tonight, and that was just their concern. But as I broke it down, it is, if you do break it down, it's 6 hours and a quarter a month. So if you took a Saturday someplace or a Sunday and did almost like a shift of a work, you could get it done for 4 years.
My question is, what is, if they don't do the service three, where do they get their 3 credits that they need to graduate then?
This is
Yeah,
above
this
the
is
3
plus.
they still have to
Okay, this is
fulfill.
only if they want the comprehensive district.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
it's not a requirement for graduation.
No.
Exactly.
Got it, okay.
Not mandatory, something they don't have to get, but it gets them separated like any, like if you had 50
Mhm.
college credits
That's fine.
Yeah.
And the plan is to start this when?
this year.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
But do our kids know about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Tough because the seniors couldn't do it, or the juniors, because they're already, but like anything else, when you start something, it's gotta start someplace. So, could a junior or senior pull it off? Yeah, tough. But they, they could put 300 hours in. Your sophomores and freshmen
Yeah.
could probably, but
Yeah.
juniors and seniors would be really tough to do that. But again, it's something we can also revisit as we get through the first year of it and see what the response is, right? It's always something that's on there, but I wanted to make sure I brought that up as a parent was concerned with.
Any questions? I would think that, Alice, that might be something that you might, think about talking to students about in that survey and, get their feelings about it and how realistic that would be for their schedules.
And frame it because I think when people hear 300, they go, oh my goodness, how do we get 300 in? The question is, can they do 6 hours, 6.5 hours a month?
Yeah.
That's the frame, that's the
Can,
question.
That website that Miss Evans, I believe she needed, the 2 bullet text, is
Yeah.
that available to the freshmen and sophomores? Because I think
If
that
they
would-
sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just
so to tell everyone, guidance and I had meetings with the underclassmen. That's why the seniors don't really know about it. And we kind of rolled it out to them. And so anyone who's interested goes to guidances. A small handful, like 3 kids are interested right now. And so once they express interest, then we set them up. We have a site called X2Vol that we use to log hours, and then we set them up with an account, and they could take hours through there as well as, if they do their own thing, like we do for our seniors.
Okay, I guess the only thing, like I said, there's only 3 students so far that have signed up for it. And, one of the things I would be interested in is if it was a little less hours, would there be more interest? Because I'd love to see as many students as possible participating in this, because I think it'd be a very valuable thing, both for the students and for the community, in terms of the service that the students would provide. So, I would just suggest that be explored, just to give us some feedback.
What about, giving them 1 credit for every 100 hours? Do they have to have 3 credits to get the comprehensive district diploma, or, I don't know, just,
Something
Something to discuss.
approach.
Yeah.
Why don't we look into it, discuss and see what
I don't know, just to give them, especially even this way it doesn't discourage our junior and senior people, that maybe they will be more apt to, hey, let's get together, let's try and shoot for this, some of our
One of the
high
things,
achievers.
one of the things that I will do is reach out to NISBA, the New York State School Board Association, and ask them to survey and find out if there are other schools that have that program, and give us, some contacts that we can, get more
We do, we have
information.
Fonda right there.
No, but I mean, other schools might have other
Okay.
models that we might learn from,
Yeah.
that we don't have to invent the wheel,
Mhm.
So, not that we're agreeing to do anything else, but
Right.
kind of.
Get some
It'll be an
information.
easy way for us to get in touch with, other schools that might be doing it,
Yeah.
So I will do that.
And Fonda usually has 4 to 6 kids a year. That's about what it turns out to be for them too. So we're moving forward with this for now, and then we're gonna come back and present. Make sense?
Mhm.
Yep. And then we can always adjust.
We can amend it.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to school, tax bill refunds. This is the usual, is
It's
the
usually a handful.
Anything there?
No.
Okay, the budget calendar draft,
The only question I had was on, why is there an asterisk next to May 4th? I mean, is that floatable?
Because they have to they have to adjust the date because it has to be between 7 and 14 days.
It's just kind of a mental
Yeah.
note that it can be arranged, so you can make sure you fall between.
okay, I would like to suggest that we add to the, budget hearing, which we have in the past, give, school board candidates the opportunity to introduce themselves and talk about why they're running for the school board at that city meeting. Is that agreeable?
I just assumed that was gonna happen.
Well, it wasn't there, I just thought it should be. Okay. Well, my finger isn't working very well. What else is new? Okay. Everything good else on the draft? No other questions?
Nope.
All right, then we have House of Good Shepherd. same old
Continuation
same.
from last year, yep.
Okay, and the Park Hill Hall transfer agreement is just school can use as a safe place if necessary. An emergency. Any questions there?
No.
Okay, I would ask for motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second? Okay, Keith, and all in favor?
Fine.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to personnel. I'm doing my best to get you all out of here early. Okay, so, extended leave. This is the child,
Yes, the teacher that had original leave that has to get extended, medical issue.
and so can we do a consent agenda on this? Is that, yes?
I'm fine.
Okay, I would ask for motion
Motion for a consent agenda for personnel.
for A through K.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, extended long-term sub, boy, this name has a familiar ring to it.
Thank goodness.
It's hard to find math teachers, so.
Go down and see him, look, he hasn't left.
Okay, resignation.
No question.
My only question there is, do we have any possible replacements?
Did Brian?
There's someone
There's
that's
one?
interested,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
if we need it.
So that they'll be in place before the season, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, then we have another resignation. This is the,
Student council.
okay, so, and then we have
Have advisor.
two people who've stepped up to take that position, so that's really wonderful. Point mentor coordinator,
Yeah, the mentoring, policy, if you have 5 mentors, at each building, you have to have a mentor
mentor
coordinator.
coordinator.
But we've never had that lately, so we kind of missed it, and then, so geez, we have to put it, so.
Any questions there? No. Okay, Odyssey of the Mind volunteers. I always am very impressed with those volunteers, because that's way above my mental level.
Why are they unpaid? Just helping out?
Because
Parents.
that's OM.
Okay. But OM does that get paid, right?
It's just
Only
the
the one
coordinator
person.
for the district
Oh,
gets
okay.
get paid, but the coaches, no.
Okay, then we have substitute monitors, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Any questions on those?
No.
Or
Yeah,
the
really
substitute
lucky.
cleaner?
Yeah.
That's a double dipper, I see.
Yes,
The triple.
Triple dipper,
take it.
also as a driver.
Yeah.
Okay, and so no questions on any of these? No. All right, I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Okay, then we have old business presentation topics. The floor is open for suggestions. Are there any? I have, well, no, you all go first if you have. If not, I'll go.
You mean presentation to the board?
Yeah, for the second meetings. there's, I
February,
think-
March, April, May.
Like last year, we had the music department.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to have the art department, invite them to come and do the same, K all the way through. I know music was left out in the last time on the elementary, but I'd like to invite them.
You said art.
Yes.
What do you want them to present?
Just what they're doing and the art show. I know we used to go down to Arcal and we have that in-house now, and I just had some general questions and just wanted to know what they were doing.
Anyone else? Okay, well, I'll give a couple of mine then. One is I would love to hear a report back probably in the May meeting on how the classes went with the rearranged furniture and what effect that had on the, if any, on the instruction in those classrooms. And I'd like to hear both from the teachers and the students as well.
Okay. Do that for May. Yeah.
Another thing I would love to hear, we have introduced a foreign language program with using Duolingo in the elementary school. And I would love to hear a report back on that and how it's working and, you know, how the teachers feel about it, how the students feel about it. And I'd like to hear them speak Spanish or French for us.
See.
Si es posible. Should I keep going?
Sure.
Sure, go ahead, you're sounding great right now. Love it.
Another one that I would love to see, I would love to hear from the social studies department about how they discuss reconstruction. One of the things that I've found, and I would ask you all, do you feel that you really got a deep understanding of Reconstruction after the Civil War from your history classes? All that say yes, raise your hands.
How many
Say
pay
no.
attention?
How many pay attention is right?
Well, I think there's a number of us in here who were in AP, so there wasn't the opportunity to really go into extreme depth in topics because we really had to get through our curriculum. Compared to AP, so I don't know what they do.
I mean, because where I'm coming from is the following. I think that, you know, the whole concept of Reconstruction, Black Reconstruction after the Civil War is way underplayed and understood. Because it was really quite a profound change that came in the South. And a lot of times, I think the way it's taught is there was Black Reconstruction, then the troops were withdrawn, and Jim Crow came in, and that was it. And I really don't feel that the true significance of that is fully understood. Because if that had been allowed to proceed, I think that the whole concept of race relations in our country would be totally transformed and different than we now have. And I just think it would be really interesting to hear a presentation about that, not necessarily from the history teachers, even to have someone else come in and, you know, an outside expert, or them, or, you know, I would love to see that discussed.
Yeah, well, let's put that one first. Because that'd be earlier in the year, right? For them to be able to make changes if you, or whatever.
I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there, because I've always felt very strongly about that, and I know I have two boys who run through the school system, and I don't feel they really had a very much of an appreciation for the profound impact that Reconstruction had in the South, and the effect it could have had were it not overturned. And I don't know, it's just a very profound question to me, and I'm just giving my feeling about it.
It sounds like you could have a very long discussion with the social studies department. Are you sleeping back that night?
So I don't know, what do people think that would be worth having a presentation on?
Sure.
Okay, so that's, we go with those, that's 4, we need one more.
Oh, we got February, March, April, May.
There's 4.
Oh, okay, so we got it.
Let's have any more. What else do we have?
I always love to have the science department come and show us what they're doing. You know, how they get any kids involved, or they go into any competitions. I mean, but that could be something I could just ask anytime, it doesn't have to be in front of the board.
Well, we can do
Maybe social studies, science.
presentation.
We can do that along with the,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think. if
So
I
they
do
can
the
do
foreign
5 minutes
language
each,
yeah,
not
Duolingo
20 minutes.
Yeah.
slash science.
/ science, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that for March, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll do instruction February, and then what do we have, was the last one, wasn't there? Art department in April, make sense? We're good? So we have reconstruction, foreign language, science, art department, furniture. Good?
Yeah.
Alright,
Actually, sorry. Maybe like with the furniture, also the kids changing classes, right? That's expanded from just
changing classes.
first grade. Elementary kids are changing classes, right?
Oh, the departmentalization, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
how's that
I'm not sure what you were.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, kind of how
I'm
that's
curious.
going.
Yeah. I think the last time was the first grade teachers, right?
Yeah, actually, we had talked about
Following
doing that
up.
as a follow-up.
Following up, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a big long discussion or if it could be coupled with the furniture part.
Let's do that for a minute. Sounds good?
Always after the fact.
Okay, so
Yeah, but that's all
Send
right.
me
That
an
was-
email.
that sounds like we're good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
All right, well, do we have anything for exec? Well, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go home. Okay, that wasn't bad, right? Look at this, it's not even 8 o'clock.
That's record, by the way.
I don't know.